Good morning, dear students. I am so happy and privileged to teach you this morning. Are you all ready to learn the poem? I hope so. So today we are in third unit. Previously you had learnt third unit, prose you had learnt. So in this class you are going to learn third unit poem. Okay? The poem name is Your Space. Unit 3, poem, or you say poem, Your Space. You might have a doubt, what is this Your Space? It's such a beautiful poem. The poet has given a beautiful thing, the illustrations of the child, the younger ones, the old-aged people, and those who are suffering. For everyone it is given. Understand? So I just want to say about the poet. The poet's name is David Bates. He was born on March 6th, 1809 in a small town of Indian Hill, Ohio. This is in United States. He was born there. He was educated in Buffalo, New York. He was educated in Buffalo University. This is in New York. David Bates had a talent for writing easygoing, gentle poetry at the age of 40 years. He has written many poems, and one among them was the collection of Speak Gently. So this has become something of a universal hymn for the people all around the world. The hymn usually they sing in the church. So this Speak Gently, this hymn has become such a unique, and it has become something universal. Everyone throughout the world they sing. Understand? So today we will see the poem Your Space. So I had written on the board, it is around 9 stanzas in this. I had written some around 6 stanzas for you, and the remaining I will read it from the textbook for you. And now you all have the textbooks. It is that you open your textbooks to this poem and you can see it. Understand? The poet David Bates says that we should speak gently, as it is easy to control people by love rather than by fear. So he says, or he gives a caution, or he says in a gooder way that each person should speak very easily to control the people. They shouldn't use any harsh language, any harsh word. Okay? So they should speak with the love which comes out of the heart in a polite manner, in a soft manner, in a good sense, will motivate the people. They will be very keen in observing. Okay, through love you can accomplish everything, not by fear. Understand? So I want to read now. I had written on the board. We will read that and I will explain it to you. Okay, now speak gently, it is better far to rule by love than fear. Speak gently, let not harsh words mar the good we might do here. Okay, now we see the poet says good words. We should speak good words. Gently we should speak. Then it is very easy to control the people by love rather than by fear. The good deeds we do are spoiled by the rough words we speak. The good works, the good deeds they do, it shouldn't be spoiled by the rough words. You should use polite, good words. Understand? In this line, you have rhyming words and rhyming scheme. So the rhyming words are far, mar, far, mar. It is a rhyming word. Fear, here. It is a rhyming word. Understand? You have rhyming scheme. You start with A, B, C, D like that. So here we find the rhyming scheme is first one far, A. Second one is fear, far, fear. This sound is totally different. The next alphabet is B. So far, fear, mar, far, mar. It is the same sound. Okay, so you use this alphabet A. So now far, fear, mar, here. So fear, here. So it sounds this sound. So for fear we have given B. So for this also it is B. So it is A, B, A, B. Rhyming scheme. Rhyming words are far, mar, fear, here. For all the stanzas, mostly it is the same. Understand? So I hope you understood the rhyming words and the rhyming scheme. So now we will see the next stanza. So the next stanza is speak gently, love doeth, whisper low. The vows that true hearts bind, and gently friendship's accents flow. Affection's voice is kind. So in this we see when promises of love are expressed in low voice. Doeth means it is an ancient English, old English. We say he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High. It is a new version. He who doeth. In the sacred, he who doeth, we see that. Understand? So in that way, doeth means does. Whisper low. Sound very less in speaking. You whisper, you mutter. Understand? Gently. The vows that true hearts bind together. So here we saw the love. So here we see when promises of love is in a low voice, it ties the truly loving hearts. Friendship grows deeper through the kind words that flow. The language of affection is kindness. So here we see the true love is expressed in a very low voice. So it ties the truly loving hearts. It ties up, knots the true love hearts together. So the friendship grows deeper through the kind words that flow out of the heart of a person. The language of affection is kindness. So what is the language? What is the language? It deals here with the real true of a person. It is nothing but kindness. Understand? So with this, so the affection voice is kind. The affection where you have love and affection of a person's hearts bind together, tied together, it is only through the kind or kindness. So the third one we see here, it is speak gently to the little child. How you should talk to a little child? Your parents have little ones. You come across your cousins or niece, nephew, the little ones or the neighbor ones. How do you talk to them? Speak gently to the little child. Its love be sure to gain. Teach it in accent soft and mild. It may not long remain. So here we find we must speak gently to gain the love of little child. Littlehood period does not extend from a long time. Hence we must speak caring, soft and mild words that may remind always. So you should use the mild, soft words, mild words, tender words, which will enhance the child, which will motivate the child. Rough words you cannot use, harsh words you cannot use, you cannot be very rude with them. You should be very soft, polite, understand? So then you will know that you have gained a love from them, understand? So that will remain for a very long period, understand? That will have a long lasting one. If you are very rough, if your accents are very rude and very harsh, they won't stay by you, understand? So usually the parents deal with the child in a soft and mild language, understand? Speak gently to the young, for they will have enough to hear. Pass through this life as the best they may. Tea is full of anxious care. So here we saw for the child. Okay. So here we see for the young ones. So usually the young ones very difficult. The adolescent age, it is very difficult to treat them, very difficult to bring them to the correct track. The world is full of what? Sin. It is full of people leading the young ones to the wrong path. So how a parent should be, how the young ones should cooperate with the parents, understand? So how they should treat the child, how they should speak to the child in a gently to the young ones, for they will have enough to bear. They should have the power to bear what the parents are saying, what good deeds they are saying, what good ideas they are saying, what good instructions they are saying. They should listen to it. It is very difficult for them in these days, for the adolescent children or the younger children of teens, 13 to 19 years. It is very difficult to understand, especially nowadays as we are in a lockdown situation. It is very difficult for the parents to bring them to their control and submissions. But still, the parents should be very gentle enough to handle them. So here the poet, what he says here is, gentle words, as they already have burdens. They are filled with burdens. Youth are filled with burdens, worries, anxieties they undergo, understand? So we must help youth to pass this springtime in life in the best way, happily, successfully, by handling them with care, patiently and gently. So it is the responsibility of the parents to treat them in the best and better way. They should get along with that child. They should go to their level and understand what difficulties they are undergoing. So with that, so whatever full of anxious they have, whatever full of things they have, the parents somehow or the other, they should fulfill that for them. So then next we see here, speak gently to the aged one. Speak gently to the aged one. First we saw the child, little child we saw. Next we saw the younger one. Next we are going to see the aged one. That means what? Older people. Understand? You might have grandfather, grandmother. Oh, okay. All these people are elderly people. How you should treat them? Okay. Grieve not the care own hearts. The sands of the life are nearby run. Let such in peace depart. Okay, now we see here, what we see here? The poor people, understand? The poor, the aged one, the senior citizen, what they do is, our words and action must not make their tired and worn out hearts more sorrowful. Our words, our harsh words, we shouldn't speak to them. We should be very polite, understand? They might, I don't know how long they are going to stay on the earth, how long they are going to live with your parents and with the grandchildren. We don't know. We are not sure of their lifespan. So what we need to do is speak with them with a genuine words, polite words. Show them love. Don't grieve them. Don't make them harsh. Understand? So the sands of life are nearby run. So the grave is waiting for them. Okay? So the death is approaching them. So in this lifespan, we need to take care of them and do the best we can. Understand? So their life is a lifetime. They have almost lived a lifetime. So we must help them to live a little time left happily and peacefully. So we should make the room. We should give them space to live a very happy and prosperous life. Or we shouldn't be a oppression for them. We shouldn't be a disturbing and we shouldn't be, understand? So somehow or the other, make the grandparents, make the old aged people to live a better and a best life in them. Let them have a happy life till they die. Understand? That's what it says here. Let such in peace depart from them. Let the peace be with them, and when they die, let them have a good death. Understand? Speak gently, kindly to the poor. Let no harsh tone be heard. They have enough, they must endure without an unkind words. So here we see, first we saw here for that was general. So here we saw for the child, second we saw for the younger one, third we saw for the aged people, next we are going to see for the poor. So here we see the poor, you should show them the kindness. You should be very polite, very kindly you should handle them. Let no harsh tone be heard. You shouldn't be rough with them. Understand? You should be very polite. Don't use harsh words at them. The poor must not hear rough or unkind words, difficult words, hurting words. They should not hear. They already undergone hardships due to lack of money, food, health, oppressions. So, these poor people you would have seen, they don't have a shelter, they don't have proper food, they don't have anyone to look after them. Their children would have left them. They would have been in a miserable situation. Their health condition might be very poor. No one is there to take them. So in that situation, you treat them in a good way. That's what the poet is insisting the people. Understand? So without an unkind word, don't use any unkind words for them. Understand? Treat them as they are one among your family. You treat them, you give them clothes, you clothe them, you give them food, you do what you can do. Whatever you have little, in that you share with them. And that blessings will be for generation to generations. So next thing, I had not written on the board, okay. I will just read here from the textbook for you. Speak gently to the erring known. They may have toiled in vain. Okay. Perhaps unkindness made them so. Oh, win them back again. So here we see we must use kind words to the erring known means who makes mistakes, especially the criminals you can say, or people in prison, those who have committed mistakes in their life, those who cannot win the life and make a good success in them. So they could have become bad due to the unkindness shown towards them. So for this erring people, those who are in prison, those who are in prison, criminals, those who have done all kinds of things, so those people have a guilty conscience, understand? So for them, you should show them love and affection, understand? Somehow or the other, when you approach them or when you talk to them, there are people working under this. Understand? Some organizations are there, they go and they give counseling to those people who are in prison, for those prisoners. Understand? Many of them have felt that guilty, felt that mistake, what they have done. With this counseling, they have come out of that. And now they are a very good citizen like you and me, understand? So never treat them bad, understand? So when you take a little risk and go through this or you approach them and you give them good counseling, really they'll be a very good citizen. They will come out of the bad habits. Understand? That's what the poet is saying here. So the next one it says, speak gently. He who gave his life to bend man's stubborn will. When elements were in fiery strife, said to them, peace, be still. So here we find, as this poet was a Christian, understand? So he has said something about he who gave his life. Who gave the life? Jesus Christ gave his life for the sinners. Understand? So that's what he says here is, he is described to Jesus Christ, stubborn, one refusing to man's will. Understand? When elements were in fiery strife, said to them, peace, be still. So here we find, what we find here is, Jesus Christ gave his life. So when we see how he gave his life, he shed his life on the cross for man's sinful, stubborn mind, and for that thing he shed his blood. So when we speak of him in prayer, naturally what happens is we receive the love, we receive the forgiveness of Jesus Christ. Understand? So this command, when we follow it, we really have peace in our hearts. That's what he says here is. So the next one we see here is, speak gently, 'tis a little thing, dropped in the heart's deep well. The good, the joy it may bring, eternity shall tell. So here, to conclude, the poet compares our hearts to a deep well. To conquer our hearts, we must put kind and gentle words into it. Those words which bring joy, kindness, that last till the world ends. When you have the words of joy and kindness and the goodness which is there in you, when you bring that out, really the world will have the best. Understand? It will come to a very good conclude, and it will have all the people in this society, the people on this earth will have when they have kindness and they have gentleness in them, really they can get along with the people, they can get along with the society, they can get along with their family, with their children, and it will be totally a different thing. So as I had said all this, about this poet, now I want to say some hard words, hard words meaning harsh. Harsh means, you see here, harsh means it is rough. Duet, whisper, Duet means dark, whisper means low voice. So next we see accents, emphasizes, understand, stresses on. Next we find here anxious. As I have said, anxious is nothing but, we will see it here as anxious, feeling worried. You feel worried about something, or you are showing some worry, understand? So in this way, grieve means what? You have the grief, be sorrowful. Like for an example, someone has died, someone is saying something wrong or very sorrow thing, so you grieve for that, understand? So that is grief. Next, depart. Depart means leave. So now I finished my teaching for you, I am going to depart. I am going to leave now. So that you can say, or you can say, very old grandpa is at home, he is in a very difficult situation, he is facing the death bed, he is on his deathbed, so he is going to depart from you. That sense also you can do it, you can take it up. Endure. Endure means suffer patiently. Next, toiled, worked hard. Vain, no results. Whatever, sometimes you say, whatever I wrote, miss, it is all in a vain. That means no results. What we asked you to do, you didn't do it. You thought of your own and you did it. Understand? So that work was in vain. So one refusing. Strife, disagreement. Eternity, no end. Understand? So that's what we saw in this poem. I had told you about the rhyming scheme, rhyming words, the meanings of hard words. So all this I had said. So you just go through the poem and you read again and again. Understand? So I think you understood your space. That means what? As I had started with the poem, your space. So you are all in 7th standard. What you should do is, the poet insists, understand, he says, he has beautifully brought this poem to 7th standard. You should learn how you should face all this in your life. Understand? It's not that you are a childhood or the younger one. You will reach the aged one. You will reach the poor one. Like that, the life circle will go on. Understand? I hope you understood this poem. Read well. Okay, children. Thank you.